Alright, this is my first map. The first thing that I'm gonna do is just go through and tell you, point out what each number is, and then I'll kind of go into a little bit more of how the actual plan will work. And this is not perfect to scale, so I'm sorry. Not perfect at art. So these are our berry bushes. We have blackberries and raspberries. And then number 2, where's that? These are some new trees that we've planted. They're not super old yet. They're just now starting to grow and all that. And then this is our driveway. 4 is our patio, and this is just, there's some flower gardens, and there's flower gardens also around the house. And number 5, this is our pond. And these 2 trees are a little bit older. They're not quite mature, but they're not brand new trees either. And then this is our family garden, our asparagus raised bed, and just around our property we have a lot of woods, some here, and then here on, this is our house, and on the roof I think that would be a good spot to put solar panels and things, something like that. And here, one of my goals was to more animals, just to have, to not, to produce more food, and this is a good spot. We've actually had chickens in this area before. We're actually maybe getting some soon, but this is a good spot. And then also over here, we've never done it, and it would take a lot of work, but here's another spot that you could like house animals. And this up here next to our garden is some peach trees. We transplanted a bunch a while back, and they produce a lot of peaches in the late summer. And then 14 right here. This field's actually pretty big. It's not obvious on this, but it could be a spot for like a greenhouse, and there's also some area up here that's not real clear, that there's a lot of clearing there. So for the solar panels, obviously that cost a lot of money up front. So that's one of the long-term goals for this. And the asparagus and the garden, composting would be really, this would be a good spot to deposit that. And obviously we produce a lot of our own like fruits and vegetables already, but the woods that I pointed out, there's a lot of other natural resources, I'm sure, that I would have to research, and I'll talk more about the research stuff in my second map. And we have a lot of like hazelnut trees, walnut trees, and not hazelnut, walnut trees, and just a lot of resources there. And so planting more plants is another goal. Obviously we have a lot of that, and we have a lot of trees around the house already, so that something that we do try to put trees where we would like them. And we actually used to have 2 fully grown trees here, but they've been taken down for safety purposes because one was dead and one got taken down by a big storm. So we are trying to regrow trees there. And greenhouse, I already mentioned that, is another goal. And cleaning up litter, there's actually a creek in our woods, and that brings in a lot of trash just where people have littered upstream or somewhere else, and so that is one goal. And also just another goal was to have a place to go just to enjoy nature, so that the woods are definitely a place that I actually already do. I've never really designated a spot to it, but it's kind of already a thing for me. But this is my second map, and this is the inside of our kitchen dining area, and I'll also just go over the numbers. It's pretty simple, but this is our computer desk, and this is where I would do a lot of the research that was one of my goals, to like research endangered species, edible species, invasive species, and how to take care of those issues. And then our kitchen table here, obviously that's going to be a lot of where compost would come from. And this is just our kitchen island. The oven, stove, compost again is just another spot where compost would come from. And then our cleaning cabinet here, I mentioned one of my goals was more cleaning supplies, and we do use a lot of cleaning supplies, just all natural stuff, because it bothers my asthma and my mom's asthma. So we made the switch to that a long time ago, but as I mentioned, it could be, we could use less chemicals, I'm sure, so that's one thing. And then our fridge, this is a place that there's obviously a lot of plastic, just because we do freeze a lot of vegetables and that we get from the garden, and then just using plastic to make sure things don't get freezer burned. So that's a place that we could use less plastic waste. The pantry, again, a lot of plastic that we could cut down on, and that's also something else I could probably research more on. And then this is just our dog's Spot, his food bowl and water bowl, and that's a way we could eliminate waste, is feeding him more of the scraps that we have. And we do kind of do that already, just not like super regular. I think I covered all the goals already for that section, this map, but yeah, I mentioned the research and plastic waste, compost. So yeah, that is, those are my 2 maps and the goals that I have for both of these zones. Thanks.